So now I would like to invite Mr. S.N. Vijayakumar from Indian Oil Corporation Limited on the stage.
Good morning to everyone here. It's a very pleasant time for us from Sri Group here. And thanks to them for this wonderful conference. And hello to all the esteemed delegates who come from various industries here. And at the utmost, I would like to convey thanks to Mrs. Emerson also, through whom we have got this contact to come and make a presentation here about one of the benefits we have earned about this automatic manifold system in the plant here, everything. Greetings to you from Indian Oil Corporation. It's an energy major. And I am from the lubricants division, where we have a manufacturing plant at our Chennai conveyor belt complex. And I am here to tell about the benefit, what you have earned about the going in for an automation of our manifold system in our plant, which we achieved just 2 years before. It is working well with the help of Emerson here. I would like to go ahead with it. Indian Oil Corporation, we at our Lube complex at Chennai, we are almost producing a wide range of lubricants, more than 200 formulations and many SKUs and many other grades we are making out there. So we are almost the industry leader in that particular aspect here. And a huge volume, almost 120 TMT is being produced at our Chennai plant here. And almost 1/3 of the entire lubricants of servo kitty is being manufactured from our Chennai plant here. And there are the prominent clients here who are supporting us, and through which a great amount of knowledge transfer and everything takes place here, where the mutual benefit is taking place. And basically telling about the lubricant formulation crafting process excellence, just briefly I would like to touch about that also. It is nothing but the blending operation, what we try to do. It is the base oils which we get from different sources like a refinery and many other sources, and to which we add the additives in different proportions and for different properties, and through which the basic formulation is being undertaken to produce the required lubricants, and thereafter it gets into filling into small can or in barrel or as a bulk product also. We try to do the dispatch here. So this is our brief process flow diagram, what is displayed here out here. The base oil, it is additive and making the lubricant. And for making this process, we have a good backup from our Indian Oil's R&D center at Faridabad, through which we make all this requirement and meet almost all the sectors of the industry's requirement here. And our plant is servo. So in this process of making or blending the lubricants, we have the base oil to come into the system, and the additives need to be added there and on. So this is where we had the complex problem of how to go about it. So far we have been having a very manual system of the snake pit thing, where manually the hoses are connected to the different base oil tanks and connected to the pumps, and it is being sent to the kettles where the blending operation happens place. So it is basically a totally manual operation, and it has been existing for almost 50 years we lived with it. So nearly 49 years we lived with it. Thereafter there was a need that we need to go for a automation or think about upgradation to a different one. So this is the picture of the snake pit, what we have it out. You can see it out. Really the hoses are looking like snakes only, and it was quite a difficult place for us to work in that place there, everything down. Definitely people had crafted how to work it out there, but still it had its own disadvantages of very cumbersome. There was a slop generation. It was prone to a bit of error and all those aspects and all. But so this had to be upgraded into a automatic manifolding system, which in fact after 50 years of service, whether to do or not, how to do it, that was there. But it was ably supported by the expertise of Emerson, where we could go ahead with the project to go for an automation here. So as I said, it's quite cumbersome. Manual process, spillage prone, and slop generation was there in the whole process. So again, you can see how people are struggling here to work with this snake pit with different connections. And what happens, there was no trace, no track about it. But it was quite manual and quite cumbersome about all this. And the inception of idea, how it has come out. So definitely to find a solution, we need to get hold of a good amount of support from a partner to go ahead with the project of going for a different system here and all. So it was a good synergy between IOCL and Emerson. And the need for automation is also suggested by our OEMs also, that you can also go for an automated system which is existing in other places, other plants, everything and all. And the same way what I said is that the digitization of the product, I mean the process, where when the product moves from different levels for its production area and all, how it has to be tracked out, that was also not there. So that also had to be done there. And in overall, the performance also need to be enhanced about the cumbersome operation we're trying to do it out, and where we are meeting almost 1/3 of the lubricant requirement from our Chennai plant here. So this was the timeline we had set for this innovation, what we want to do at our plant here, everything. So the ideation was done with the help of our HO lubricants and HO Lube operations department in Mumbai. We're in a project team and many other experts, Mr. Sanjay Bhattacharya and many others involved in the project from the initial stage as to how to do this and how to get the vendor and what are the discussions we might try to do it out, and the drawing board level this process had started. And accordingly the vendor, Mrs. Emerson, was selected for this job, who were willing to do this job. You must have seen in the earlier photographs, it was the biggest problem what you're facing was the constraint of space. In such a small space, we had to do the complete manifold construction, designing, and get it installed there. So that was the biggest challenge. And also we had our consultant, A.T. Karni, who had also suggested about the operational improvement which needs to be done with Indian Oil. So this is also there, how to do it out, how to reduce the process time, and also reduce this slop generation was one of the idea which was driving the project to be implemented there. So the design was conceived, it was done there. And since we had the 35% output going from our plant here, the biggest challenge was that how this project could be done in a completely without taking the plant for any shutdown. It was the biggest challenge which we had to do it out. So, and accordingly the SAT and the FAT were done in a combined way at the locations where we had to go there. And the challenge was also had the time of the COVID time, how we try to do it out, everything. So all these things were achieved there. So as a result of this whole interaction and how to go for the advanced thing, we had made this manifold where we could bring out this 24x2 manifold, which will bring out the product from all the various base oil tanks here to come from one side here. And from there to the pumps, it has to go to another into a 5x7 manifold, where this will give a sort of a simultaneous operation of kettle to kettle transfer, and from the finished product getting filled into the loading system, and also to the special products where we make like electron, other things and all, how the product would be done. So how this manifold directs into that process, and the finished products also, and kettle to kettle transfer, where we use one particular kettle when the quantity requires to be added more, how the next kettle can also be taken into that one, so inter-kettle transfer. All these things were conceived, and this was the the schematic diagram how which the manifold has come out. Here you can see, this is 24x2 manifold where we have all the control valves into the lines here, connected to the different base oil tanks. And thereafter the 5x7 manifold, from where we have the 5 connections going for simultaneous loading into kettle, to the finished tank and TLF loading, and for the recirculation line. And this is how the whole process took place. Despite the COVID challenge, the team of Emerson was there to look into many aspects, even when the implementation was happening, how to go about, and many challenges came across where jointly Indian Oil and Emerson were able to do this whole exercise. This is the 5x7 manifold at the time when it was installed there. And these are the people who are deriving the benefits out of this whole system here. Earlier it was a complete manual system where the manual hoses had to be connected there and removed and changed with a lot of manual records, everything. So the first time the people got shifted to the system where the digitization has come into our fold, where it could be seen from the manual, from the panel, where the individual base oil transfer and which had to be allotted for what process could be achieved here. And this also had a advantage of having a storage and records of what are the events that have happened place for the blending operations which could be taken out. So this is a full-fledged diagram of this manifold. Very cumbersome. All thing had to be done within that complete snake pit area. This has to be installed there. So it's completely prefabricated outside. The factory acceptance test side, it was done and then brought to the place here, and it was tested here, and it was successfully implemented here for this. Right now, this is the screenshot. I'll be having a small audio-video process in which there will be a small, less than a minute play of how this whole process happens.
Product transfer of 8.6 scale of base oil from base oil tank 5 to blending tank 7 is scheduled here. System validates the pump selection and performs other related checks. U17 manifold route is checked and established through 24/2 manifold to line up suction of the pump. U18 manifold route is checked and established through 5/7 manifold, thereby opening ILDV and on-off valve of the destination tank to line up delivery of the pump. After all the valves are lined up, inlet-outlet valves of the pump are opened. The product transfer begins and continues till the actual delivered quantity measured by flow meter reaches the target quantity.
That's it. So as I've been telling, these are the benefits which has come out of this particular system here. Enhanced safe and clean operations, process efficiency and reliability and error elimination. And it has overall boosted the productivity of our whole plant operations also. And here are the happy faces of my operating people who have benefited from this process here. And they're giving a feedback about how the process enhanced their operating level and understanding to it. And it was also a good support from Mumson's side to give a good amount of knowledge to the operating people also to how to do it out and how to get the best out of the system and everything. There is a video here.
Good morning everyone, this is Vijayakumar from LVP, Chennai. This is 24/2. That is, earlier stage we have to use hoses for manually to connect the tanks to tank. Now it is eliminated. It avoids more spillages and manual work also here. Second point is now the blending time is very short due to the hose connections. First we have to use a hose and all manually and pull and we have to connect it. Now it is eliminated, so the time is also saved here. And this supervising category, which pump starts and all, it is done by a single click, so it is very easy to do. Thank you.
Another operator.
Air purging in the earlier system was a tedious process with manual effort. In the new system, pigging and air purging is initiated by the system after every transfer. This eliminates intermixing of oils and reduces slop generation.
The slop generation has got completely reduced.
Good morning to everyone. I am Vijayakumar from Lube plant, Chennai. The previous operation was entirely manually operated with a labor intensive and error prone. The newly automated machines will ensure full safety and spill free facilities.
So kindly bear with us. We have one small video also for the whole project and how it went about. So I would like to play it for you. Where is it? Just 2 minutes.
Indian Oil Corporation Limited's lube blending plant at Chennai is one of the biggest lubricant manufacturing facilities in India, with an average production of 120,000 metric tons per annum of finished lubricants with more than 200 grades. The snake pit in the lube oil blending plant is the hub for all transfer activities for input materials and finished products, and in a way is the heart of the plant. This facility, completing more than 50 years, was having the snake pit manifold with entirely manual operation, with the limitations like loss of productivity and error-prone operations. The newly installed fully automated piggable manifold is providing countless tangible and intangible benefits like an increase in productivity, improved operational efficiency and safety aspects. It also helps in minimizing spillage and improve the hygiene standards with guaranteed customer satisfaction. The replacement of the old manifold with the new automated manifold at the same place was a brownfield project never done before in India. It posed various challenges due to the space constraints, technological and implementation difficulties owing to limited scope of shutdowns in the running plant. Despite all the challenges, Indian Oil Lube's team took the bold initiative to replace this age-old manifold with the ultra-modern automated piggable manifold at the same place, where even the conceptualization and basic engineering itself was too complicated. So, the extraordinary detailed engineering and implementation strategy for first of its kind project was going to be a real challenge. As a strategic move, an integrated FAT was arranged by the solution provider at their Pune facility. By shifting entire hardware from overseas, which proved advantageous by reducing the installation and commissioning hours at the site. Despite all the challenges, the dream made a reality through the enormous efforts of Indian Oil, along with the technical expertise of Emerson Automation Solutions India. Indian Oil takes pride in serving esteemed customers with the best quality products by aligning with best of its kind technologies globally.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. And before I conclude it, I would like to thank about the importance and the knowledge gain what we are getting from this conference since yesterday, that we have come in touch with many knowledge experts here. And very shortly, our world's second largest lube plant is coming up at Manali, Chennai, wherein ABB is also one of the key partner to take care of the process equipments, everything and all. So in overall, the biggest benefits what we're getting out of AI and digitization has really improved us to go towards the improving our productivity and all other aspects of everything. So one line before I close, it is said that Indians are individually strong, it seems. It seems that Indians are individually strong, but collectively they are not very strong, it seems. I don't know, we are going to take help of all this AI and digitization and everything, that become collectively strong to help the industry. And definitely the AI is also progressing in a very fast way. And the governments are also, in certain countries, there are a good amount of regulations also coming about how to go about it. So it's a good big challenge for us to move ahead, take the benefit of it. And thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity to present the achievement of Indian Oil, partnering with Emerson. Thank you all.